Hi friends, I'm Walker and welcome back to All Alive Nails, where we talk about vegan and cruelty-free nail polish. Today we're doing a comparison of 4 of these beautiful muted pinky purple colors, and these are 4 colors that come from a series that I'm doing this month that talk about 25 different polishes and comparing them. They're all polishes that fit kind of between pink and purple and red. They don't really fit into one color category, and so I will link up above in the cards and down below in the description the playlist where you can see all of these videos. So today let's dive in. The first polish that we're talking about today is Zoya's Kendra, and Kendra is from the Fall Element collection from 2018, so this is a recent addition to Zoya's collection. And Kendra is described by Zoya as a beautiful full coverage Marsala cream. This one is super gorgeous. I really like this one. The next polish that we're talking about today is Joni, and Joni's actually from the Sophisticates collection from 2017, so this one is also a fairly recent addition, and is described as a deep, dusty plum cream, almost a dark mauve is what Zoya says. Up next is Zoya's Aubrey, and Aubrey is described as a full coverage medium mauve cream, and this one comes from the Natural 2 collection, and so this one is marketed kind of as a neutral nude polish that is wearable on a lot of different skin tones. Alright, and Marni is the last polish that we're talking about today, and Marni is a deep, warm plum cream, and this is also from the Natural 2 collection, so it's from the same collection as Aubrey. Alright, so here are these 4 polishes laid out, and I think when we look at these polishes, you can really see Marni has a lot more brown in it. It's a lot less kind of pink and mauve than these 3 are, but it's really pretty and it definitely fits in this group, but definitely stands out for having a lot more brown in it. And then when we look at Kendra, Aubrey, and Joni up close, the 2 that are the closest are Joni and Aubrey. They definitely have kind of a very similar look to them. They're a little bit dusty, purple, mauve-y, but I do see a lot more purple in Aubrey, and so it looks pretty different to me. And Kendra is a little bit less kind of muted, a little bit less dusty. Its pink is really vibrant compared to the other 2. So I would say the closest in this 4 is definitely Joni and Aubrey, although I do, like I said, think they are pretty different. I see a little bit more gray in Joni, a little bit more red in Aubrey. They're not exact dupes by any means. Alright, I want to bring in some comparisons. So I have Debbie, which is a brown polish, and up next to Marni really highlights actually how much pink and mauviness are in Marni. So it's not a brown polish. It leans brown, but when we compare it to Debbie, which is more of a true brown, you can really see how much other color is in Marni and how rich it is, really. And then I wanted to bring in both Brigitte and Madeline because these are a little bit more neutral mauve-y colors. I think several of these in this group were described by Zoya as being mauve. So I wanted to bring in these lighter mauve colors to just show how neutral they are and how rich the colors that we're talking about today are. I've done a comparison of these more neutral mauve colors, and so I'll link that down below if you're curious to see more about that group, but I think that these really highlight how rich and deep the 4 that we're talking about today are. Similarly, I wanted to bring in more of a grayed out purple to show that although these colors are pretty dusty, you know, Easton is very clearly much closer to gray, and these 4 colors are still pretty saturated. They have a lot of pink and purple that actually shows up on the nail, and so these are a bit more vibrant even though they are pretty grayed out compared to some of our brighter, you know, pink and purple polishes. So Padma is going to illustrate just that these are actually pretty grayed out compared to some of the other kind of in-between polishes that I've been talking about in this series. So I think Padma really helps to highlight just how kind of neutral and grayed out these are, even though they're not as gray as some of the others in Zoya's collection. Alright, so I would say that you could definitely pick up Marni. It's different, completely unique from the others in this little group here, and I really like Marni. I wore it on Thanksgiving this year actually and thought it was a really great Thanksgiving color. It was a little bit purple, a little bit brown. It was really, really pretty. So Marni is a standout. And then I think from these other 3, really, they're pretty close. You know, they're close enough that if you wore one one day and another the next day, nobody would be able to tell the difference. I think that I would lean towards picking up Kendra because it has a little bit more color in it, it's a little bit more pink, it's a little bit less grayed out, and then I would get either Aubrey or Joni. If you have one, you probably don't need the other. You know, there are some slight differences between them, but I don't know that you need to own all three of these in your collection. I will leave the final decision up to you. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time today, and I hope that you learned something. Maybe you're thinking differently about a polish in your collection than you were before, and if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos on my channel comparing Zoya polishes or other vegan and cruelty-free polishes. Let me know in the comments down below which of these is your favorite, which one you're so glad you have in your collection, or maybe which one you want to go pick up now. As always, thank you so much for your time today, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!